Now, the third reason is because they just don't know. They don't know the real cost of the debt, of the money that they're borrowing. Most people don't understand interest. They don't understand compounding of interest, and they don't understand the true cost of borrowing. Um, they also don't read the fine print, right? When they borrow money, they often think that that advertised 12% interest is what the bank is actually going to charge, not realizing that the bank is not going to calculate based on simple interest. They may use a discounted method, which, oh, you thought it was 12%, but because we're calculating interest a different way legally, okay, it's actually going to be 16% interest. And by the way, if you miss one payment, that 12% turns into 29% interest, and there's additional fees, right? So people don't keep that in mind. What happens if I don't meet all of the stipulations of this contract that I just signed, this promise that I just made to this institution? I told them they could trust me. I said, credit, you can trust me. I am trustworthy, but then I'm not. So what happens in those situations? People pay for it on the back end. They become stuck because the system profits because they don't know better. Their lack of knowledge and understanding becomes somebody else's profit. Now, I want to share with you how I got out of debt. $65,000. I submitted to a system that I found other people submitted to that worked. And it's all really in the Bible, right? Debt itself is not bad, just like money is not bad. It's neither good nor evil, but it is about our hearts with it. And when I started making the decision that I wanted to be responsible with money, I wanted to pay off the debts that I actually promised to pay, right? I also became aware of like revolving credit versus installment credit, which people don't even realize. That's a whole another thing about not understanding is that debt back in the day was installment. I'm borrowing $20,000 for a car. That 20,000, as I pay it down, it's still this 20,000 and then it keeps going down. I can't, let's say I paid down 5,000. So now I owe 15,000. I can't borrow $5,000 on a car loan to buy a fridge or a pair of shoes because that loan was for something specific. Okay, and I'm going to pay it off in installments for a certain period of time, whether it's 3 years or 5 years. And I think now some car loans are even 7 years. Installment credit versus revolving. Revolving credit is what we're familiar with now with credit cards. You may get a $20,000 credit line, right? You pay down 5,000 and then you see a pair of shoes, a purse, baseball tickets, a concert that you want to go to, and you swipe and you swipe and you're back to $20,000 in debt again, right? It revolves, it goes down and then you can spend and goes back up, it goes down, you spend and it goes back up. That is the debt that we're used to now, and that's the one that I had to realize I don't want that. I actually don't want that. I want to pay all of those debts off and tell those banks, nope, I don't need it to be 20,000. You can put it at 15,000 once I pay that down, and once I got it down to 10,000, you can put it at $10,000 is my max. Once I got it down to 5,000, you need to lower my credit line to 5,000 until it was zero. And then I cut it off. And then I did what so many people don't do. I decided to be my own bank. I started saving money in my own savings account for an emergency, for that necessity. So if I needed something, guess who borrowed from who? I just went to myself and I said, there's an emergency. I'm in the middle of a divorce. My child needs X, Y, and Z for this activity. Who am I going to go to? Myself. I've got the money. I pay for it. And the same with the things that I want. I still get to enjoy life. If I want to go see a play, I love theater. If I want to go see a play or get a massage, I don't need to borrow from a bank or any institution. I go to myself because I saved for it. So That's how I did it. It was not an overnight thing at all, but I did it with discipline, planning, and a decision simply to stop guessing and to use my knowledge and understanding to make wise money choices.